What's going on, guys? I'm going to show you how to save yourself a little bit of money. Um, Considering PC games, you can get them a little bit cheaper than console games, but this can apply to console games as well. However, I've not done it myself, so I would pay close attention to reviews and things like that if you're going to do it. But I'll just show you as an example, like purchasing, Steam games or whatever it is. Now, this website that I use, I'm going to go ahead and actually put it in the description. It's all KeyShop, and it's pretty useful. There's quite a few different things you can use it for. You can use it for subscriptions to things, in-game content or DLC, whatever you want to call it. Um, Games are a big one I use it for, and I also use it for my Game Pass Ultimate. So if you're looking for a little bit cheaper options, you can definitely find them here. Let's say you're wanting to look at Warhammer, Space Marine 2. So when you're looking at these games, you want to make sure you're paying attention to the region and the additions. So global, obviously you're good to go. Edition, whatever you choose. Let's use the gold as an example because I know I have that one. Um, So if you're looking on here, I don't see a store that I prefer. I'm going to click show more options. Boom. I've got Kinguin and I've got G2A, both of which I have used personally, and I know they are trustworthy as long as you're paying attention to the seller's ratings and things like that. You should be okay. Let's say you use Kinguin. It's 55.96 right now there. And then over on Steam, Gold Edition right now is $90. So $90 versus 55, 56 bucks. You're saving quite a bit of money there. $34. Now, let's do another example. So like on 7 Days to Die, we've got global, we've got US, um, edition. You do standard, or they do have like 2 packs, which I bought before, which they don't really seem like you're saving much on them now. So I would probably just stick with standard unless you have a buddy that you want to play with. But again, show more offers. And then on Kinguin, it's 22.30 right now. And over here on Steam right now, looks like it's selling for 45. All right, I'm gonna show you an example of a game that unfortunately you cannot get a key for. I don't know if it's because it was in beta for so long, or I'm not quite sure what the reason for that being is. But Sons of the Forest is a good example. So it's 30 right now on there, which honestly for that game is great. So on here though, it's showing you $30 unless you were to buy like an account. So if you're looking at the regions right there, you notice those are cheaper, but at the same time, what you're doing is you're purchasing a Steam account with that game already in the library. So that, in my opinion, is not the best option there because you want it on your own account. And if you were to purchase it through Steam, like right here, it's $30, which, like I said, isn't terrible. Um, you can do the gift options, but you're spending more money. That doesn't really make much sense there. Let's say you wanted to get your Game Pass Ultimate a little bit cheaper, or if you had like PC Game Pass, I still recommend getting the Ultimate on here just because it's about the same cost, but at the same time you got the benefit of, I think, the streaming function, plus you get perks with your Game Pass Ultimate. But you can find those in the Xbox application. Um, but if you're wanting to get Game Pass, look at the region, and B, make sure you're not getting one of the trials. So you can either do the 1 month non-stackable or the 1 month I always do the non-stackable. The only difference between the 1 month and the 1 month non-stackable would be for the non-stackable, you have to actually cancel the subscription. At the end of that month, you go on to the Xbox app or Microsoft's website, you end the subscription or cancel it, whatever you want to say. And then you would go and actually redeem the code that you get on their website or the Xbox application. And so once you've done that, you just basically are activating the subscription again. And you can see right here on Kinguin, it's only $8.83. But if you were getting Game Pass Ultimate through Microsoft, it's going to be, I think, $20 a month. So I'll show you an example on Kinguin. So you're on Kinguin, you can see right here the rating, and then how many ratings the seller also has, which is the seller's right there. And you can scroll down and see the other options for sellers. Some are going to be a little bit more expensive. Some are going to be a little bit cheaper. Sometimes you'll come across ones that are super cheap, but they have very few ratings. I'd probably stay away from those and just go with one that is a proven seller. So, you know, right here, but you can see here I've added it to my cart. I've applied the coupon that was over here on All Key Shop right there. Just copied it. Went back here and applied it right there, and it saved us a little bit of money. And you can use Apple Pay luckily on this. I don't know how many people use it. I know I like to use it. Or you can use your Visa, PayPal, whatever you choose. G2A is pretty similar. We'll go back and I'll show you G2A. And again, on their website, it'll show you the seller that you could add to the cart right now, because it'll give you a few different options like here. And it just like pre-selects one. So this seller is pretty good. I mean, almost 5,000 sales. See the price right there. You can see reviews. But if you were to add this one to cart, your website will probably have a white background. I'm using an extension to dark everything out. But you can add your discount codes here if you have one. As you can see here, these are all the things I've purchased. These are a few things I've purchased on here. Like I said, I use my Game Pass. I think I was setting someone else's account up there. And yeah, so I've been getting, you know, Helldivers cheaper. I've even used it for Malwarebytes. I think I had Avast. Now it's I think I have Avast on Kinguin. But yeah, I've used it a decent amount. You can see here on Kinguin, I've purchased quite a few different things. A few things for friends or family. And then again, right here, I had some subscriptions that I purchased for a antivirus, along with, I mean, it had a VPN and all sorts of things like that as well. And it was pretty cheap, like $10 maybe. I've also used it to get my Game Pass on here. Just depends on which is cheaper. But yeah, just make sure when you're using these websites, you're paying attention to the regions, you're paying attention to the editions, and then once you go to Kinguin or G2A, or another website if you choose one, pay close attention to those reviews for the seller. Hope this has helped someone. And like and subscribe, and have a good one.